Okay, I'm live. So I'm seeing the same thing on this screen. Let me turn it around. And I've had a lot of problems lately with this phone um, in touching the buttons. I touch the buttons and they don't work, mostly in Facebook. So just to know that. So we're still in here. There's one person watching, and right down here was the operating software thing. So now it's just going off the hook about um, all of my messages over the night. 27 more. So I'm trying to change all the groups. And let me go there and do that. Let me go to Facebook. I have two Facebook screens open. I was there already. So, and when I did Facebook Live, it quit the other day too. So we're still on here. Now it changed the screen across. Am I still? Yeah, I'm still recording up here. Can you guys wait? Can you see I'm recording up here? So I'm recording in two places, and I'm recording with you guys 1 minute and 20 here. So I could go back there. So what was I got lost here? Oh, okay. So let me go back here. So unfortunately, I'm naked. I could go turn on the lights. Um, but last time I did that, then I got banned from Facebook. I think it was. And then I was thinking, okay, Facebook can do whatever they want, but that's their platform. That's the problem. Their platform. But uh, I try to mute these conversations, and then it goes into mute notifications. And how can I remember all this first of all, and then share it makes it even more difficult. And there we go. So I don't know where to go next. Um, Nobody's watching YouTube live, so let me put this down if I could. Okay, I'm gonna put that over there, and I'm gonna go dark here too, and turn on the lights. So this way I go. Okay, let there be light. Okay, so made some. How come my finger? Oh, I got it upside down. So starting to make a little progress. I hope to make more this morning and get more organized in the paperwork. And then we'll get into the rest of that. That stuff, paperwork that's been there for a long, long time during our travels. And nobody is on YouTube. Invite friends. Now I got. I thought I already invited friends. Oh, and can any of you see the poll? Did I ask you guys that? Yeah, so I could do. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can anybody see the poll? Um, Only one person on here. And oh, stock market was terrible last night. I did sell some more stocks. Dende, how are you, buddy? Are you coming to Thailand for Michael's party? Finley and David are coming, so it's going to be pretty cool. We stayed around for that. Then we're flying out. That's where we're going to the embassy today, the Danish embassy. I have a letter. Where is that? Okay. So I have these conversations here, a little bit thick. Um, Never got a real answer from the UK government. I have another note on that someplace. Um, but transiting without a visa, I would love everybody to read this and give me their opinion. We can vote on it. It should be simpler, but I think we meet all of those conditions. But there really isn't, because it says here, oh, have the correct documents for your destination, e.g., a visa for that country. So I have a electronic visa. For Argentina. I'm pretty sure. Where the hell is that too? I got to find that. Um. So okay, it says you won't be able to transit without a visa if a border force officer decides you don't qualify under the immigration rules. You can apply for a transit visa, and then there's there before you travel if you're unsure whether you qualify for transiting without a visa. Yeah, so send them $40. Then they'll tell you maybe that's fair, and we could do that for Tarn. Um, but we're together. Any reasonable person, God, my tits are shitty. Um, would figure that out. But we're gonna do that today, and then. So can I record in Thailand? That's the question. We'd have to figure that out. Okay, here is the letter from the Danish embassy. And how much time do we have to spend to get ready to go on a trip to have fun and be pleasure? But we're going in the country. That's the whole thing with the whole fight in America. I should turn on the TV and talk about all the stuff going on in America and get the update today. But that's it. Okay, dear Mr. Wilner, this is Bangkok visa to me. So, but he has a stamp, the Royal Danish Embassy, and that's where we're going today. He's a visa and consular office, Matthias Rimmen. Um, how we process personal information, please. So they read, thank you for your email. Neither Thai nor American passport holders need a transit visa for the Schengen zone. But then the question is, do you go outside the Schengen zone inside the airport or something? That's what you got to be a expert. As long as you do not enter the Schengen zone, i.e., stay in the international transit, you are able to prove your onward journey. It will not be a problem. Best regards. So, and I do the same thing. That's what they're all talking about with Congress and all the kind of stuff um, about the negotiations for. We've lost more money, and that's a typical situation with litigation. Maybe I should go into Ante and we could talk about all this. I got the live chat that I did with the airlines. So the airlines send you back to the embassy. The embassy sends you to the airlines, and catch 22 as I call it. So let's go back to Facebook on here. I wonder why I haven't thought of this before, by the way. I've already lost all. I'm bipolar. My thoughts race, and I already lost all my thoughts about. Oh, and there was something on here that I wanted to. Peace and hair grease. I muted Mr. Provost, but it's um, still coming through. Um, and so I don't know how to fix that or what to do. Okay. And I had more. I tried to call my buddy Clive. We were supposed to talk his morning, my night last night. I called him. He must have been busy, and shit happens. Okay, now I'm going to close these to get them out of the way so I can see. And oh, that's a UN hasher. And Almaty, I don't know what Almaty is. We're going to go to the hash tonight. Actually, it's a Harriet's hash, which was kind of interesting. These are some other ones that I've muted. And no, maybe see you 91587. Oh, my telephone number. Uh, no, maybe see you. I don't know what that, I have to follow up with Samari. Stop the fighting. Okay, and then I have activities to someplace. Thanks, Dindy. Are you still there? Can I bring him on? Where did that go? Let's go back here and see what this looks like. I'm not coming to Thailand this time. Any good luck to your visa. Thank you. Dindy is a Sherpa in Nepal. Um, I'm not going to respond now. I hope I can respond later. But Dindy went to. I was going to do that too. I got the guy's card. Now this is dangerous because he's a embassy official, and I saw some movie. That was what I was thinking too. I watched the movie last night about sex education. It's a new series on Netflix, and they were show first they showed her steal a bottle of wine, then they had the geek guy. She wanted him to steal something, and it's funny as hell. But then I was thinking about Netflix is teaching you how to steal and rob stores, but they did get caught. So, but I mean, just how much do you get into this shit? So there's a guy named James that we met at the embassy. He turned me over to Scott, who I've been communicating with. So there again, you have the passing of the buck, and the buck doesn't. We're going downhill. James is higher up than Scott, and I said, "Is his protege?" And he said, "Oh yeah, he knows what he's doing." James promised me that he'd have call my sister to help me out with my other issues, um, and that was for that's for the visa for Tarn. Then they referred me to the Bangkok embassy. I'm in Bangkok, and somebody is monitoring my shit. So much stuff happens on all this stuff that somebody is monitoring it. I don't know who, hacking it or monitoring it or doing something. It changes and does crazy things. So I've been here 21 minutes. I don't know. Nobody's answered any questions. Dendi did reply. That is good. Um, and like I said, it's new. Maybe I'll end this video and start another one to see how that goes. See if it starts the same way. Because then sometimes it starts with a different get a different approach. But then I figured that they built this huge network for Facebook, and they have many servers. So let's do that because gentleman arrested for stealing passengers' luggage. Wow, that now that would be a fucking problem too, if we're in because we have to recheck our bags on our flight, and there's more stories about all that. So I'm sorry I'm racing a little bit and not very focused. Uh, get that out of the way. Let's try Ante real quick. Oh, but I can't because it was popping up that. See if this cleans. Yeah, that cleans the same way. So Ante. I had a couple Facebook windows open here. And then he has two. Let's see, go straight to message. Okay, you missed a video chat. Call back. Oh, he left me a message. Let me play that first. Now, this could get me in trouble. I haven't heard this.
Steve, after reviewing the trust and everything that was said and discussed, your sister's 1,000% right.
1,000. That's a bullshit
number. End of discussion. You have no claim. There is nothing you can claim. Okay? So you either comply with the terms she set forth. It doesn't matter what the fuck you want. It means nothing what you want. Okay? She told you what it is, and you have to obey her. It is not your money. You are not entitled to it. End of discussion. Quit blowing up hundreds of people with these emails. She will spend every penny defending her, and you won't get nothing. Quit making unreasonable requests and just accept it for what it is. End of discussion.
End of discussion. I respect it and I understand where he's coming from. I want to respond to that and can. So I wish we could do a poll with that, and then we could get a. He's not a lawyer, but he's won all his cases, and he's got his kids, and you see the video. But then there's a bunch of people that are employed by the government, the CIA, and all those kind of things. And then you get into conspiracy theories. So we'll really fucking get crazy on that shit. Let's see. I can come back to this one as the one over there on the top. So if I can remember that. Part of my thing is I can't remember shit. I'm old and fucking stupid. So hi. Um. So who's the one? Can I see the one person watching? Cannot. If you're there, would you let me know? Is that still Dende? Thank you, Douglas Goldberg. Now, most of these people I do not know. Oh, I know Jessa. Jessa, I'm going hashing tonight with the Harrierettes in Bangkok if everything goes well at the embassy. Probably go by myself, I think. Now we got another viewer. That's cool too. Um, so we're gonna meet Jeff and Ben's, and gonna meet Cannonball. I should say their hash names, but I couldn't remember them. So back to Mr. James. So they passed the buck to the Bangkok embassy. We've had nothing but problems. Nothing but problems. I would like to see the person that is in charge there. Me. Oh, hi, Doug. Okay. Um, there's two people watching now. Says for me, but with all the videos I watched, but I've been on this 25 minutes. I wouldn't stay on here 25 minutes. Rudy Orr is really neat guy, is what I'm going to say. So I love him. He's straightforward and honest. He's a little rough around the edges, but I grew up in a construction family, and the hardworking guy. As he goes to work every day, he tries to get his kids, and that's what I love about construction. Build it, build it. We all, from the general construction labor, gets into unions and all stuff. We were a union company to start, then we ended up non-union, or was that Solsec? No, I think my dad was always union, or he quit the laborers union and just stayed in the carpenters union because we had carpenters, but the laborers we quit or something. I don't remember. It's been a long, long, long time. Lots of stories, a whole lifetime of stories. Um, Larry Ritchie, I hope you see this. I apologize. It's been a long, long, long time. And then Roy Dante. Roy shields himself. He's older than me. Um, yeah, all my friends are having 70th birthdays, and then I see people that a lot of friends are fucking gone. I should try to get Troxler on here. Okay, let's go back to Ante and see if we can resolve that because that's the most important thing. I have really focused on my priorities. Um, Number one is okay, call back. Number one is get Tarn visa for America so we can travel and do whatever we want, go whatever we want, clean up the messes back home because I have a whole garage full of shit. And I haven't heard from Peggy, but there may be stuff. And then number two, oh, I met a really nice lady that's international sales. Just for if anybody knows, we're willing to sell both our condos here in Thailand, and we want to trade up for a house or build the dream mansion. So I'll share everything. I got nothing to hide. Not a very good way to negotiate, but like Trump, he's putting his cards on the table. Ante can't be reached right now. Imagine that. Why is that? And then I have paranoia theories about my roommate or Ante being that started on that government agents. So can we prove that? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to end this video. This tab is using your camera microphone. Okay, so end live video. If you end this live video now, you'll be able to choose if you want to save it or delete it. Oh, there's Peggy calling now. Okay, that'll be fun. Accept. Peggy.
Hey, what do you think about 315?
Uh, I like 315. That's a good number. We're on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Oh, fuck. I hit cancel. God damn it. Wow.
Don't go crazy.
I'm not going
Hey, I
crazy.
just got a minute because I'm on my way out too. But 315. So I mean, they're gonna put a lot of work into it. So I kind of want to support them and go, yeah, do it. You know.
You are a cheerleader. Were you a cheerleader in high school?
No, but I did try out.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was back in the day. That was not all inclusive. Everybody didn't get an A, or a ribbon for everything, right?
Thank you.
I don't know. I'm
For that, or a trophy.
yeah. I'm a crude motherfucker. I told you that.
I mean, that's for real. That is like going on. That's the craziness today. Everybody's getting something even though they didn't earn it, just because they don't want to feel left. People don't want them to feel left out. It's like, what? Excuse me?
Yeah, you can give them a participation award.
I mean, what?
Well,
I don't think so. That would never have helped me.
I don't know. You're beyond help.
I'm getting a lot of messages in right now, so I got to get going. But I just wanted to kind of just briefly touch base with you because I think 315 is a winner.
Oh yeah, me too. But you know where our goal is. Where I'm at 325, and I'm willing to go to 324, just like Pelosi. But I haven't caught up on that. I just woke up.
Well, let's let them get all their ducks in a row. They're going to have to do the heavy lifting on this with that seller financing addendum. I'm not going to put you through all that.
Who is?
They can come with it and see if it works for them. That's fine. They're going to have to go to escrow. They're going to have to, they're going to have to do some work to get it together. So I just wanted to get a feel from you if you thought at the end of the day, if they didn't come up more than 315, could you live with 315 at the end of the day?
You want my honor? You have time for my answer or not?
I want you to think about it.
No, Peggy, all I do is think all day long. That's all I do. I think way too much. Is this what?
You didn't think about this all day long.
Yeah, I did. No, I'm on top of this. I just
did tell you this morning. Yeah.
Thank you for telling me. Thank you for staying in the game. And Anti just sent me. He apparently got the trust. It comes out of the blue.
Listen, that is separate from what I'm talking about with you. So let me go.
No. Listen, stop for 1 second. 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Go ahead.
What my plan is, because it works best for me, it hurts the least people possible. This is how much I've thought about it. Because I'm concerned about Jay, because Jay has been there for me and I've been there for Jay. But then I thought really hard and really deep. The other person is in our other condo, number 13, the tenant for my sister. She will be affected. So, and then the question came up from one of my friends. I can say Clive's name. He's a long friend, and I don't record him because he's my friend. I would never ever jeopardize my friendship unless he said it was okay to record. And I don't think he'd have any problem. But long story short, I want to transfer them at 310. Is that what you said? 310 or 315?
315.
Okay, I'm sorry. I misspoke. My head fucked up. 315 to unit number 13. For them, it would probably be the same except for the backyard. Depends on how they are. So, do you understand the logic there, or is that logic?
No, there isn't any logic in my mind about it because Marcia is not interested. It's not like you can have control of 13 today. So we don't have control of 13
today. Yes.
She needs to buy a property today. She's not going to buy a property she can't get into and can't buy.
Oh, she's not going to wait till July. That you're sure of that?
No, these people. She's on it. She just looked at 5 properties today and said, "I didn't see anything I liked, so maybe I'll work with the seller on the balloon from 290 to 315. So it's 25,000. She'll do a balloon for you."
I figured that in my head too. That's real easy. That's real easy. But
she does want 3, and that's the only thing that we can really have control over today.
Okay, then we'll have to change plans, same as Trump.
But
and
you can't. But because Jay knows that he needs to go. He's a big boy, and he makes a lot of money. He's got a good job. He'll find another place easily.
If that's true, see,
And he's not your child, so don't worry about him.
I worry about
Don't
everybody.
worry about him.
No, that's the issue with the world.
But you're not worrying about yourself because you hired me to sell this property, and I'm going to do every dang thing I can to help you with that.
Okay, did you talk to Mary something? I have it from Keller Williams in La Jolla, who's an international star, young lady in her 30s, I think.
Talk to her about what?
She was going to call you. She's a Keller Williams agent also.
Call me about what though?
Selling my properties in Thailand. And then I told her
she doesn't need me for that.
no, you go out now, walk your talk. You go out and say we market the whole Keller Williams and your properties, blah 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 blah. And I meet with all these people, network with her, and then we can build Tarn's dream. I mean, it's the sky is unlimited.
Fantastic. Listen, people are trying to call me now.
Okay.
I gotta go.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks for the call.
Okay,
I appreciate it. Bye-bye. Okay, so now I'm really pissed off that and nobody is on here. 26 minutes, nobody's here. So let's start another Facebook Live. Oh, Ante went. Let's see if I can call him. What time is it there? It's 4:43 in California and 7:44 at night on the East Coast, and he's in Ohio. I don't know if Ohio is East Coast or not. I don't know that. So let's try him one more time. Can't be reached. Okay. And then this is video here. What the hell is this one? This page accessing your camera and microphone. So last time I went in through here. Let's do that. Live video. Yeah, this is the screen I got. Okay, so this will be good. Part 2, as Rudy does. What the hell? So either I hit something or not. Okay, here's what I saw interactive. There's the questions. And I put those on there, and I don't know where they went, but I'll try and find that. Share on your timeline. Choose. What's that? Oh, I guess that was the comments that disappeared. Can you guys see that down there? So part 2 is it transferred automatically. Yeah, see, I did enter to type a capital P, and the whole thing moved. PART2. There we go. It came back. You see it? Enter. I'm not. Can I hit enter? I'll hit enter and see what happens. Okay. So that's there. It moved, I think. Part 2. Preview. Live. Keep that off of there. So we're back. Peggy called. Either I hit the wrong button or I'm going to invite a few more this time. Either hit the wrong button or the whole thing finished. I was going to go back to it because she called right then. John Gentry, I really want to talk to you about your remonstrance in Ante. Hey, Phil. Ante, we got one. Dennis Peverini. Gavin Simon, I really want to talk to him. And Karen Ann Fraser, I don't remember her. So done there. Okay. Also YouTube, so you guys know. Also YOUTUBE. Had a terrible night in the market, guys. I could have sold at 39. Oh, now I fucked up, see, because my brain not working. Cancel. Okay. So I want to hit enter here. And I hit end video. Steve Wilmer, also YouTube. Okay. All right. So nobody's here now. No videos are on YouTube. And one person. Say something. Let me know who you here and gone already. Here and gone. So what now? What now? Go back to the iPhone. After Peggy, it went to. That's a great joke. From Jordana, and everybody communicates differently. So how do you communicate to everybody? And Donald Trump's a tweeter. So is tweeter, Twicker, or what do you call him? Yeah, a Twitter. Teaker or whatever. I'm not a drug guy, so what do they call it? Teakers? I forget what they call those. And then John Ledger, he came up on one of these devices under Facebook, with all the things T-Mobile. It was just a preview, so I didn't see it yet. Yeah, and Jon Snow. I still want to meet Jon Snow. So, wow, just a whole night of shit. Okay, I'm giving you written notification that I do not give you any consent, approval, or anything of any kind, permission to record in any way or shape or form. You are to immediately delete there. Yeah, okay. This is the legalese. And now it's asking me to sign into. Now this is all new, all brand new. Let's see if it opens up the same video. Oh. And then it came sideways. I hate when it does that. It won't change. There we go. Otis. Wow, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so I am giving you written notification that I do not give any consent, approval, or anything of any kind of permission to record me in any way, shape, or form. You are to immediately delete any such recordings, whether audio or visual or both, as you never had my consent to record me. I did ask him at some point, is my belief. Your behavior is quite suspect, and I will no longer be subject to the rantings and insinuations you keep alleging. I have stated what you should do. You refuse. You are not a reasonable person. You are to immediately remove me from any mailings. So he's gone now. Okay, so he's bowed out. That's why he's not online to be available. So now does that? I asked one of the people who would they trust, John Gentry or Ante. They said John Gentry, but then Ante makes some very good points about John Gentry. And let's see if we can call John Gentry. Let's see if he answers. He does talk, and Ante did talk until now. So, and then do I get sued for libel and all those other kind of things versus freedom of speech? And then can we put a disclaimer on some people that they go into entertainment? Who's that one? Oh, I think that's John's. Let's see.
8949. We cover local economy and the market here in Chattanooga and beyond. Love your neighbor and buy local is my slogan. And I'd say that near is better than far, small than big, and simple and complex. And in the footnote, the 5-point top at Helvetica font, the neutral font, right? The non-military, non-aggressive, peaceful font, Helvetica. We have personal is better than corporate, and physical than abstract. Brought to you by Nuganomics.com. Make sure you go to my GoFundMe page, The David Tula Show, and support my work so I can pay my bill here at 92.7 Nuga Radio. Now, last week, before the inaugural speech and the inauguration at noon on Saturday of Governor Lee, there was a detonation in the Tennessee General Assembly.
And it came at the hand of John Gentry, who has spent a great deal of personal time, a great deal of energy and strength writing a petition for remonstrance. Now, a remonstrance is simply a scolding and a corrective. It is a declaration of wrongs and a demand for reform. And he had 2 copies of it that he submitted last week, one to the Senate, which had a clerk which took it first, and then with a bit of delay, there was an introduction of that document into the Tennessee House. So we have John Gentry on the phone here. John, give my listener who's just now joining us and new to the story just a quick sketch of what it is your remonstrance says.
This is good, guys. This is good.
What is it that you are wanting the General Assembly to do?
Well, today in Tennessee and across this nation, we have a judiciary that is absolutely out of control. They have no oversight whatsoever, and they can violate rights and perpetrate crimes against people under color of law with absolute impunity. They get away with it every single day. So I'm filing a remonstrance, and this is guaranteed to us in our Tennessee Constitution that we have a right to redress grievance by address of remont. That's Tennessee Constitution Declaration of Rights, Section 23. So I'm exercising my right because the judiciary must have proper oversight, which is through the House of Representatives. They're the ones that represent the people, our House.
18 minutes left in this, 18 minutes.
That unconstitutional statutes be made void. These statutes provide unconstitutional immunity, they provide special privileges, and they are put in place to deny us justice in our courts. These unconstitutional statutes need to go away. And then I want to reinstitute a right of equal protection, due process in our courts for the people. And so I've asked for a number of reforms. I want the state to outlaw in-chamber proceedings. That's where a judge and the attorneys go back in the back room and they talk about, how are they going to strategize and get as much money out of the litigants as possible.
That's called a sidebar.
Deny somebody fair due process. So these star chambers that they operate in, the Tennessee Constitution says all courts shall be open. So
yeah,
you can't
I'm for
go
that.
in the back room and discuss. It needs to be done out in the open. And to further that, I want cameras available, live stream, audio, visual in every courtroom in Tennessee made available to the public. So that you can go to a website and look up any proceeding, or you can watch it live if you want to. And if Tennessee doesn't want to pay for that, then fine. These courtrooms across the state, because they want to hide their criminal and unconstitutional conduct, they put up signs, no audio-visual equipment allowed, or no audio-visual equipment allowed.
Same thing. God, I'm going to stay on this, guys.
So we don't need your permission. The Constitution says all courts shall be open. I want people to understand what their rights are when they go into a court of law. Because these people, I know for myself, my rights were violated, and I didn't even understand it when I first got into this process back in 2014.
Same. They say same, but different.
Need to understand what their rights are. It's the same
in Thailand, but I say same, John. Yeah.
You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
This is David Tillis.
You have
go ahead.
Right to, yeah, go ahead.
No, you just cut out on me. Just repeat that last sentence. We lost you there.
Yeah, so I want people to understand what their rights are, and so I want anybody going into any kind of court proceeding, the court should hand you a piece of paper, and it should say, here's what your rights are during these proceedings. You have a right to be heard. You have a right to confront adverse witness testimony. You have a right to face adverse witness testimony and confront their testimony face to face. You have a right to present evidence. You have a right to a fair and impartial court. You have a right to a trial by jury in civil and criminal cases. And if you feel your rights are being violated, if you feel the judge is not impartial, then you can stop proceedings and stay all orders and demand trial by jury. This is guaranteed to us in our Constitution. They cannot tell me no. I want bad actor judges in the state of Tennessee I want these guys impeached. We cannot subject the people to try their
I'm
cases
gonna pause it
before
here.
judges who have
Pause it
committed
here.
crimes under color of law. And I think the state has to do that too. The evidence is clear. These lower.
Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, I hope I can remember this. Wow, my arm is killing me. So the John is making some great points. I want to hear that whole video. I wish there was a way. There's one person on here. Hi D, how are you? Is D still there? I wonder if there's a way we could vote, or see. This is what happens. I would leave if I was not deeply interested in this. I'm going to go back and run it for the rest of the time because I want to learn more. But before I do that, let me state that. Can I mention about it? Yeah, his opinion. It's just his opinion and my opinion. We have difference of opinions, and he says that Gentry, Pendergrass, and Chris Hallett, have not won and everything, and he's got a big record of winning. I haven't verified that yet, and now we're not going to talk anymore, I guess. But he didn't charge me anything. Chris hasn't charged me anything. Gentry hasn't charged me anything. Gentry, well, he's got to be busy. He spent 140, 150 hours putting that remonstrance together. But as I understand it, John, if somebody get with John that talks to him, and I've tried to talk to him, and I'll try to talk to him right now. Maybe I should go there first. Let me go there first in another window. Can I do that? And see if he'll answer the phone. He's talked to me a couple times, but that's why I'm muting people in the conversations. I only want to get with people. Oh, this one here. This came out of nowhere, and let's see if I click on it. Can you guys see that? Yeah, that's all I get is a fucking picture. So somebody fucking scammed me or something there. They sent me. That was the yeah. That's could be the conspiracy theory. They scammed me there. And looks like this is grayed out. Start a video. Oh no, it worked. And see, now that's a different screen. Oh, that's a video call. That's what it is. So, no answer. Try it. Should I read it out? Yeah, I have to read out. The only reason I read out, not to bug them people, but sometimes with Facebook, it takes 2 times for my fucking system to connect. And all this stuff is getting better on the Chromebook, but it's not working. So, live. What happened there? Something changed on the phone, too. Okay. He's busy. Close. Okay, let's close this one. And let's go back to this one. And we'll continue. I wonder if I can read the comments while I can.
The court judges in the district courts and the chancery courts would not be violating rights except for the fact that they know that they can get away with it. And their crimes are being aided and abetted by the Tennessee Court of Appeals. So I'm demanding that the entire Tennessee Court of Appeals be impeached. There's oversight agencies like the Tennessee Board of Judicial Conduct and the Tennessee Board of Professional Responsibility that oversees attorneys. These agencies must be abolished. Now, I think because of my work, the Tennessee Board of Judicial Conduct is going to be sunsetted. I don't care if you call it abolish or sunset, as long as they go away.
This is David. We're talking with John Gentry, and John, just to mention the most recent ruling against the right of travel, which is effectively a ban on communication in Tennessee. It came from the appellate judges James Kerwood Witt III, Jr., John Everett Williams, and Timothy L. Easter. They pretended that we don't have a right of communication. They pretended that we cannot get into our car and freely go from one place to another. And so cases like that are clear, and a case that was fraught with disobedience and absolute rejection of the defendants and appellants' rights. These have to be have to be these men have to be thrown out as crooks. They are crooks. They are effectively the creators of the deep state, a deep state with its own language, its own world, which pretends that we here in the flesh and blood, we common citizens like David Toulis and you, John Gentry, in Goodlettsville, the CPA, we can't do things without permission. That our rights were simply not there. Now, tell my listener, John Gentry, what happened when the announcement was made, let's say in the House, about this remonstrance.
Well,
what happened?
Well, first I want to say what an incredibly courageous representative we have. Representative Bud Holthe. He is an incredibly courageous man. He stood up for the people as a representative in the House for the Tennessee legislature. An amazing man. He has earned my respect forever. I emailed the entire General Assembly and I said, is there any one of you who will present my petition to the clerk's office? And out of the entire General Assembly, Representative Bud Holthe was the one who did it. That is a man who is for the people. So I encourage everybody out there to support Representative Bud Holthe. We need more like him.
What happened when it was presented? He read something about it, right? He made a statement about it.
Yeah, so he wrote a letter to the clerk, and he said, I'm approaching the clerk's office on behalf of Mr. John Gentry. And he presented my remonstrance, and he said, this is a petition of grievances. And he said, and they read this in the House. The assistant clerk for the House of Representatives read this, and it's live streamed. You can go to the General Assembly website and watch it. And he read the brief statement I have on the cover of my remonstrance. Unconstitutional employed statutes. 2, failure to address grievances. 3, judicial reform. 4, reinstitution of constitutionally guaranteed rights. And when he read that in front of the entire House in Tennessee, you could hear a pin drop. It sucked the air out of that room. What? Judicial reform? What? Reinstitute constitutionally rights? Constitutionally protected rights? We don't have those anymore? No, people. We do not have constitutionally protected rights. What we have are judges and attorneys who conspire, and our courts have turned into nothing more than a place for them to extort and get as much money out of the people as they can. And so we have to stand together, and demand reform of our legal system and our judiciary.
And John Gentry, this is a method that other states and people in other states can use as well. It's not just Tennessee. Probably in many constitutions there are provisions for remonstrance, which recognize that the provision recognizes that ordinary appeal and ordinary politicking can or won't make changes that are sort of encrusted into the system, built into the system, protected by crustacean layers of lawyerdom and lawyer speak and lawyers themselves.
Yeah, this is a national problem, and I encourage people out there in the other states, use my work as a template. It's available. You can go to my website, WeThePeople50.com. It's We the People, V as in Victor, the number 5 and the number 0.com. You can go to resource documents and download the entire remonstrance. It's very complicated, but it can be modified to suit any state out there. And I wrote it so that the layperson can understand it. So I encourage people. We need to start doing this. This is guaranteed. It's in Article 1 of the United States Constitution that people have a right to petition the government for redress of grievance. And in Tennessee, it's in our Declaration of Rights, Article 1, Section 23. So this is how we do it. It's not through the courts.
Well, John Gentry, we're hearing John Gentry, and John, thank you so much for joining my list for me and giving us the update about the delivery of the document. Now, just quickly, you're asking for oral arguments before the combined houses of the General Assembly in Tennessee?
Well, I have demanded oral argument, and it's my right to do that. I have a right of fair due process, and due process includes the right to be heard. When they read that pursuant to Rule 15, it just Rule 15 is a petition before any petition on the memorial addressed to the House shall be received and read at the table. A brief statement of contents shall be filed with the clerk. So that's what happened last week. It was a brief statement was read and it was filed with the clerk. So now it's before the House. So I want to, and I am demanding my right to present oral argument before the entire General Assembly. And I want all of them to look me in the eye and tell me no, because they can't tell me no, because the things that I want are already guaranteed in our Constitution. The Mason's Manual of Legislative Procedure, their own rules say that petitions are presented by the petitioner. It's in their own rule book. And so I should be provided my right, not only according to the Constitution, but according to their own rules. My right of due process, my right to be heard has been violated all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States. I've taken 2 cases there already. I'm hopeful that the legislature still retains some honor, which the judiciary has lost and proven over and over again in this country.
John Gentry, thanks so much for joining us. We've been talking with John Gentry in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. He is the man.
That was pretty cool. I guess he's got 6 more minutes, 6:47 left here. Let's hear a little bit more and then we'll move on.
Who filed last week the petition for remonstrance before the General Assembly. And it is a remarkable review. You can find out more about that from the only press platform in Tennessee that had covered that, and that's me, David Toulis. And the platform is, of course, a website of record, and that is Nuganomics.com. That's Nuganomics.com, and the number is...
Okay, so now let's go here. Getting a, and I told you there's a little bit of a problem. I have to go in and change that, and so they just kind of distract me, or I have so much going on it's too much for me. But my M banking has stopped send feedback. Okay, and that said reconnecting, so it's still going. We're 52 minutes into this video. Can't get the glare to go away. So, okay. So let's go back to this. Perry Girls and Periscope. Get the Periscope into all that shit too with Scott Adams and
800-894-800-8949. He said that the mood in these chambers was jovial and festive at the beginning of the session, more or less the beginning of the legislative year, but the announcement, the drop of these heavy laden words about the loss of rights and the petition, he said, just made the chambers very silent and very troubled. It seems, at least for a few moments. Now, Saturday was the naming, the inauguration of the new governor, Bill Lee, and there is a speech that he made, his inaugural speech, which I had some very good points in it, but which I would have scripted perhaps differently, perhaps more with a more vigorous and less less beatific way of describing the state
beatific.
And his, coming to the top position of power, or you could say of service, depending on how you view the governor. He is a man who intends to serve in public, but then the service is, of course, with power, with the exercise of threat and force. That's what power is. And the question is that power by the governor constrained? Is it limited by law? Or is it whimsical, personal, and outside the statute? Now, we have a problem with the former governor, Bill Haslam, and as we pointed out to him in something like a remonstrance in March the 5th, I think the date was. I sent him a notice about the limits on the statute of transportation and the continuing abuse by his people, the Tennessee Highway Patrol, that statute against people who are not commercial users, not commercial vehicle for hire operators. And so we'll have to see if Governor Lee, when I re-present this to his administration, whether he will take notice of it, because it is a notice, and when you have notice, there is an attachment of liability. Notice changes things, right? Notice changes relationships, especially if there's not a denial or rebuttal or refutation of the content of the notice. There is a changing of the legal landscape. We have that here in Chattanooga. It already has changed. And the abusive Federico Wolf arrest under the hand of Ben Piazza occurred under notice. This is a traffic stop which was outside the scope of the statute. So we have a double wrong committed by that officer. And let's see if Robin Flores, who's said to be a man who cares about the people and the civic virtue, whether he will be bringing up this question about the statute and the scope. But he's not. He is an attorney, and the attorneys hold together, and attorneys claim they hover around and unify around misapplications of law together. They all do it together, and it's very hard for any one of them to say, no, this statute does not apply to that, and no, we can't enforce that statute that way, because it's outside the scope under the rules of statutory construction. Now, Bill Lee took office, and among the good things that he said is this. He said, and most of all, it happened because of the favor of God himself. In spite of our inadequacies and our weaknesses, he has been strong on our behalf. He has blessed us indeed. And as governor of Tennessee, I will daily ask him for his wisdom, guidance, and direction. And just before that, he mentions what he calls the sacrifice of men and women, and he mentions the Revolutionary War. But then he says, until today, defending and protecting the very freedoms that we enjoy today, as if somehow federal government's wars in foreign countries have anything to do with preserving our freedoms and our rights. They really have no connection whatsoever. Though in our gloss, in our sociology, we pretend that they do, whether it's the war in Iraq or other. He goes on to say, Tennesseans do want good jobs and schools, but they want safe neighborhoods too. Now, again, we have safety from a threat from two sides. One is private crime, and then the other is public crime. Public crime is what we have a great deal of in evidence here. I've not seen much in the way of private crime that's worth mentioning. But when we have a public crime and we have a public tort such as that against Federico Wolf, then we have to wonder about safe neighborhoods. And does Chattanooga need the governor's intervention? Does the governor need to assign a task force for the operation of city council and the operation of Mayor Randy Burke's office, because they seem to be negligent about their employees? He says, I believe in a limited government. Now, here is Bill Lee in his inaugural speech. You can find, I think if you just Google full text of Gov. Bill Lee's inaugural address, you'll find it. Eric Shelzig, who used to work for the AP, published it on the Hill .tnjournal.net, the Tennessee Journal. He says, I believe in a limited government that provides unlimited opportunity for we the people, I should say for us the people, for the objective case, for we the people to address the greatest challenges of our day. The truth is that most of the things that have created the greatness of Tennessee don't have very much to do with government at all. And you think of entrepreneurs, you think of small business, you think of the family.
Yeah, wow, that's very true.
That is a true statement.
True statement.
Our
Good.
strength has always come from our people, Governor Lee says. People like those East Tennesseans who come here with hope, who work together to create this great state. And then he mentions the divisions of the state: East, Center, and East, Middle, and West. He says he believes that we unite by following the commandment to love our neighbor.
So he's on regular radio there, I guess, huh?
As yourself, Governor Bill Lee, quoting the scriptures here. David Tulis.
Chattanooga Radio, digital FM 95.3 HD.
Okay, so thank you on that. That was pretty interesting. So 31 minutes here, 59 minutes here. I'll kill the YouTube video first.